going to go through this a bit slow, considering the re-upload of the previous video of there can be no help but self-help. That seemed to, in a sense, infuriate a whole lot of people who are actually involved. But that's fine. I mean, there's a whole lot of more things that I could have mentioned within that experience, but I call myself being respectable and nice. But people, they don't even respect that. And these are the same people who know that had you mentioned more things, it would infuriate them even more so, or maybe they'd be at peace. Because there are some times where people can't look at themselves when you're not being totally honest and telling people exactly what they did. Sometimes it makes you think that, well, maybe if I would have just put everything out there on the table, then maybe they would be at peace. Those are the type of minds that you're dealing with. I'm going to add something. I had, I was staying with one of my exes during that time. Now, I didn't mention this in the other videos, but I was staying with one of my exes. And I didn't ask her if I could stay there. We were on the phone and we were talking. I was sitting in my car and, we was just talking. And so I told her what my condition was, you know, and when I told her what my condition was, it was not a hint. It wasn't a hint at all for her to open up her doors for me to stay with her. That wasn't the case. Because as I said before, even before I stayed with this guy who I grew up with, I told him, bro, I'm cool. I have my car. I'll stay in my car. But when I mentioned my condition to her, she said, oh no, I can't have you sleeping in your car. She said, me and you bump heads a whole lot. We go back and forth. She said, but you offered your place to me numerous times. I can't have you sleep in your car. So she opened up her doors. Everything was fine. I believe it was for like 1 week. I would get off and I would call her, let her know, hey, I'm on my way. So I'm on my way there. I'm close there, so just get up and unlock the door. And that way I can. So that worked out fine for, I would say, a week. But I started seeing little signs that something is coming. Something is coming. Now, as I had explained to her not too long ago, when you go through so much for so long with just people, you get to the point to where your mind is conditioned to expect the worst, because the worst from human beings is pretty much all you know now. That whole thing that there's a good side and everybody, blah, blah, blah. That becomes a myth. That becomes a myth, especially a person like myself, to where I've grown up and all I have experienced in my from people close and far are bad experiences. And when you go through that, you eventually, as you develop, you're going to become a very reclusive person. You're going to end up developing into a person who is very introverted. and the confidence and the stress element when it comes to people in general is going to diminish. And so you're going to always expect the worst. And so one particular morning, I got off. And I'm only mentioning this because through some texts, this whole living arrangement ends up being my fault, of course, So I get off work. I'm tired. My body is still exhausted from being homeless. Okay. Get in the car, call her. I say, hey, I just got off. I'm on my way there. Instead of asking me, how was your night? How was your night? Immediately. So are we going to be going to do some laundry? And I'm like, huh? Are we going to be doing some laundry? She said, because the other day, I put the bag of laundry out. I think she said it was out in the hallway, and you looked at it, but you didn't say anything. And so I'm like, well, whatever. And, I was waiting for you to say something, but you didn't say anything. And I said to myself, shh. Now here's the drama. Here's the drama. I knew it was just a matter of time. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I said, you didn't tell me ahead of time that you needed, see, there it is right there. And you living with this one, a black one. Okay. So I told her that I was going to give her $150 for her light bill because she said that each month she pays up to $150 for her lights. I said, no problem, because wherever I'm at, I'm going to contribute as I contribute over there where I was sleeping in somebody's garage in the backseat of my car. I contribute over there. But obviously, that wasn't good enough. I'm going towards something to make a point. I get there. I go in. She's in her bedroom. I give her $150. Now, the whole thing with the laundry thing, that right there told me something is coming. And so I go to the living room and I sit down on the couch. And not only am I tired, I'm exhausted because I'm so tired of people. And, and when you're in a position to where it's vulnerable, people take advantage of you. I don't care who they are. I don't care what type of past you've had with this person. It gets to the point to where you're borderline saying to hell with it. And so I'm sitting in there after I give her the money. I'm sitting in there and I put my head down like this because I'm so tired of people. I just got off work. Now she's throwing this laundry thing on me. Then she says, well, I put it there, and you didn't look, you didn't say nothing. And I'm like, wow, what is wrong with people today? What is really wrong with people today? The whole thing is people feel as though they are in power simply because they currently have a place to live and you don't. And so while you're down, there's certain ways that people kick you while you're down. They get real petty. And so to me, that's leading up to a same situation that I just previously experienced. And so I said, wow. So I get home, I'm tired. Well, I get to her place and I'm tired. I'm sitting there on the couch with my head down. This is after I gave her the money. So after 20 minutes with my head down, I'm thinking, okay, maybe I need to leave. Maybe. So I wasn't certain. I looked down to my left. The $150 that I gave her for her lights is sitting on the couch next to me. I said, okay, that's it. I'm out. I'm out. Now, I get up and I go into her bedroom. And she's in there listening to these real ratchet black woman videos. Sound like some woman, some older woman, and yeah, sisters and this and that and this, just ratchet, just poison, intellectual poison. I said, so you don't need this? I show her the money. She said, no, I don't need it. I'm like, okay. After an hour, I'm sitting there in the living room. Spirit said, you know what's coming. You're standing on a train track and a train is coming your way. What does an intelligent person do? You get off the train tracks so that when the train comes, you don't get hit. An unintelligent person is that one that stands on the train tracks and they see a train coming. And he or she says, what type of train is that? Why is the train moving so quick? And while you're coming up with all of these thoughts and you're confused, the train is getting closer and eventually you're going to get hit. But when you know what to do based upon clarity and intelligence, move on it. Because you already know what's coming, because you know this person. You know this person. So you need to just move on. Don't play with this situation because you're going through enough. You've been through enough from Georgia all the way up to the current. Now, she offered you to stay with her, the same as Jerry. They offered me to stay there. I didn't do anything. I contribute there. She opens up her door for me. Whenever she needed me to take her son's doctor's appointments, I was there. Her son had an issue with some packages, stuff like that. I drove all the way across town to resolve that. You know, I'm trying to do what I can to keep the peace. But when it comes to real petty things like laundry, see, it's the petty things that people start with you to try to build up something so they can say, well, you can get your ass out my house because this is still a black woman that I'm dealing with. And if it's one thing that I know is black women, you ain't no good. Especially when you think you got the upper hand over us black men, simply because you got your little place. But that's pretty much what everybody. But I ain't talking about everybody. I'm talking about you. And so something said, the Spirit said, get out of there. And get out of there without nobody knowing, because you know the type of woman this is. If you go in there and you tell her, I'm getting ready to leave, it's going to be an argument because she's an argumentative type person. So I got my stuff and I left without her or her son knowing. She tells me not too long ago, after she got back in touch with me because I didn't call her, not too long ago, there was a woman over there who fit her description, someone who got shot. So I tried to call her to make certain that she was all right, you know? And so she tried to call me back, but I was at work. And so I sent her a text, letting her know, hey, I heard that there was something going on over there, and I was just making certain that it wasn't you. So I sent her a text. I'm like, are you okay? You know, and I can tell when someone reads their, my texts. After a while, I sent her a text, just let me know you're okay. It didn't say read, so which means she blocked because she's a blocker. I'm like, okay, I'm done with it. Now the other day, all of a sudden, I get a text. So we get on the phone, and I was explaining to her why I left. It made total sense. Now she's saying, well, what I didn't like is that when you left, you didn't lock the door. You could at least woke me up or my son up, and you put me and my son in danger. You're damn if you do, and you're damn if you don't. I didn't let anyone know that I was leaving because I didn't want no drama. Because it would have been a big argument. Next thing you know, here's the police coming. So I left. And if the area is so bad that you got to worry about somebody walking up in your apartment, making it seem like people go around checking doors. Now, if I would have brought that up, yeah, they do be checking doors on. You're damn if you do, and you're damn if you don't. This is during a time to where everyone is betraying you, close and far. There is no help but self-help. There's no help but self-help. So even that was thrown off on me the other day. Oh, it's your fault. I don't understand why you did that. I'm hurt. So you mean to tell me all this bullshit with your laundry and all of that stuff wasn't building towards you telling, oh, well, you can get out. This is one of the reasons why you have to remain absolutely responsible. Regardless of what someone does to you, no matter how a person causes an inconvenience in your life, you suffer it be so. Because there is no help but self-help. Someone open up their door to you, especially if you had a past with you, with this person, say no, I'm good. Because due to the fact that you're in a position to where you know that you're vulnerable to be treated and abused any way that this person decides simply because they're indoors currently and you're not, don't set yourself up for further disappointment. Especially when you're dealing with people to where they will never admit the madness that they were purposely building up to cause you more grief in your life. She knew what she was building up to. The whole thing is, without stretching that, there's no help but self-help. So whatever you have to do, always prepare yourself to suffer and suffer through it. Don't accept any help from anyone. And that may just be my particular life, but hey, that's the way that I'm made. I don't ask people for anything. I don't ask people for anything. Because in my particular life, I've learned that I can't. People who are so-called close to you, they're far from you. People who are far from you, they'll never be close. So when it all boils down to it, do for self. Do for self only. Because people love it when they see that you're down or in a vulnerable position. They feel, well, I got this person up under my roof. Now I can just use him and I can talk to him any way that I want. And then when it all blows up and you peacefully remove yourself from the situation, even in the way that I did, to keep the peace and to keep yourself out of the system, it's still going to be your fault according to them. But to hell with what they think, to hell with what they say, because they can't look at the ugly that they were building up that they thought that you couldn't see. Be responsible for yourself. There's no help but self-help. Stay up on top of your situation. And if you have to suffer a little bit, suffer through it. Go ahead and suffer through it. Now, people may say, well, I can go here, I can go there. Okay, well, how come you're not? We're living in times to where simple things like being indoors, people love to see other people suffer. This is one of the reasons why inside of these plantations, these institutions, people don't give a damn about you. Oh, they'll smile in your face. Hey, Dave, this, that, and that. But find out that David got terminated. Those same people who was up in your face, smiling in your face, blah, 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 blah. Be a fly on the wall or a fart in the wind and listen to how they talk about you. You remember when Jesus came into Jerusalem, everybody was saying, Hosanna, Hosanna. Those were the same people that said, crucify him, crucify him. That's the duel of the human being, and everybody carries. And the people who don't carry, like myself and probably people like you, those are the ones who they wait for you to be vulnerable so they can abuse you the same way they abused Yeshua on Calvary. The same people who praised him were the same people looking at him on Calvary being brutalized. Those were the same people who welcomed you in. Now, those are the same people who advocate your condition of being abused and vulnerable. It's the human condition today. It's the human condition today. But what did he do? He said, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. But a whole lot of people in our lives, this day, in these dark times, they know what they're doing. That's the distinction. People know what they're doing. Well, I put the laundry there, and you looked at it, but you didn't say anything. See, that's leading up to drama. And then you lift your head up and you look to the side. The money that you're trying to contribute, because you don't want this black woman that says, I had this nigga laying on my couch and he didn't give me nothing. You can't say that about David, because I contribute everywhere I go. So when someone gives you money back, they're telling you, get up out of here. I don't want nothing from you. I don't need nothing from you. You got to go because you didn't notice that I wanted to do some lunch. See, it's that stupidity. You have to keep away from that type of drama. There's no help but self-help. Keep your focus. Now, this video was a venting video, but I'm going to post it anyway because obviously there's something in here that somebody just might need to hear this, you know. But with all that being said, this is an odd video. This is a venting video. But the whole thing is, when people have hidden motives because it's too peaceful of a condition, and when they're full of hell and when they're full of drama, they're going to create some type of circumstances that's going to lead up. And due to the fact that you're in a very vulnerable position, you already knows what's coming. That train is coming, bro. Get out of the way. Don't get hit. That train is coming. She's coming with that bullshit. Get out of her way. So that's the only thing that I wanted to add to it. And I wouldn't have added this had she not the other day just blamed me totally. And I'm like, oh, so this is my fault too, because I didn't lock the fucking door, because I'm trying to avoid drama. You damn if you do, and you damn if you don't. Shout out to the passports, bros. You keep right on doing what you do. You keep right on doing what you do. And with that being said, everyone have a good evening, and try your hardest to stay human, even when you're surrounded by people who are inhumane.